Please like the video and share it so that it reaches many more people and you get sawaba, or rewards from Allah. This could be a sawabe jariyah or continuous reward for you long after you are gone.
Volume 9, Book 89, number 292. Narrated by Salama. The wife of the Prophet, Allah's apostle, heard some people quarreling at the door of his dwelling, so he went out to them and said, I am only a human being, and litigants with cases of dispute come to me. And some one of you may happen to be more eloquent in presenting his case than the other, whereby I may consider that he is truthful and pass a judgment in his favor. If ever I pass a judgment in favor of somebody whereby he takes a Muslim's right unjustly, then whatever he takes is nothing but a piece of fire, and it is up to him to take or leave. Volume 9, Book 89, number 293. Narrated by Aisha. The wife of the Prophet, Utbah bin Abi Waqqas, said to his brother Sa'd bin Abi Waqqas, the son of the slave girl of Zama is from me, so take him into your custody. So in the year of conquest of Mecca, Sa'd took him and said, This is my brother's son whom my brother has asked me to take into my custody. Abd bin Zama got up before him and said, He is my brother and the son of the slave girl of my father, and was born on my father's bed. So they both submitted their case before Allah's apostle. Sa'd said, O Allah's apostle, this boy is the son of my brother and he entrusted him to me. Abd bin Zama said, This boy is my brother and the son of the slave girl of my father, and was born on the bed of my father. Allah's apostle said, The boy is for you, O Abd bin Zama. Then Allah's apostle further said, The child is for the owner of the bed, and the stone is for the adulterer. He then said to Sa'd bin Zama, Veil, screen yourself before him. When he saw the child's resemblance to Utbah, the boy did not see her again till he met Allah. Volume 9, Book 89, number 294. Narrated by Abdullah. The Prophet said, If somebody on the demand of a judge takes an oath to grab a Muslim's property and he is liar in it, he will meet Allah, who will be angry with him. So Allah revealed, Verily, those who purchase a small gain at the cost of Allah's covenant and their oaths. 3.77 Al-Ashith came while Abdullah was narrating this to the people. Al-Ashith said, This verse was revealed regarding me and another man with whom I had a quarrel about a well. The Prophet said to me, Do you have any evidence? I replied, No. He said, Let your opponent take an oath. I said, I am sure he would take a false oath. Thereupon it was revealed, Verily, those who purchase a small gain at the cost of Allah's covenant. 3.77 See Hadith number 72, Volume 6. Volume 9, Book 89, number 295. Narrated by Salama. The Prophet heard the voices of some people quarreling near his gate, so he went to them and said, I am only a human being and litigants with cases of disputes come to me. And maybe one of them presents his case eloquently in a more convincing and impressive way than the other, and I give my verdict in his favor thinking he is truthful. So if I give a Muslim's right to another, by mistake, then that property is a piece of fire, which is up to him to take it or leave it. See Hadith number 281. Volume 9, Book 89, number 296. Narrated by Jabir. The Prophet came to know that one of his companions had given the promise of freeing his slave after his death, but as he had no other property than that slave, the Prophet sold that slave for 800 dirhams and sent the price to him. Volume 9, Book 89, number 297. Narrated by Ibn Umar. Allah's apostle sent an army unit headed by Osama bin Zaid, and the people criticized his leadership. The Prophet said to the people, "If you are criticizing his leadership now, then you used to criticize his father's leadership before. By Allah, he, Osama's father, deserved the leadership and used to be one of the most beloved persons to me, and now his son, Osama, is one of the most beloved persons to me after him." See Hadith number 745, Volume 5. Volume 9, Book 89, number 298. Narrated by Aisha. Allah's apostle said, "The most hated person in the sight of Allah is the most quarrelsome person." Volume 9, Book 89, number 299. Narrated by Ibn Umar. The Prophet sent an army unit under the command of Khalid bin al-Walid to fight against the tribe of Bani Jadima, and those people could not express themselves by saying, "Aslamna," but they said, "Sabana. Sabana." Khalid kept on killing some of them and taking some others as captives, and he gave a captive to every one of us and ordered every one of us to kill his captive. I said, "By Allah, I shall not kill my captive, and none of my companions shall kill his captive." Then we mentioned that to the Prophet, and he said, "O Allah, I am free from what Khalid bin al-Walid has done," and repeated it twice. Volume 9, Book 89, number 300. Narrated by Sa'al bin Sa'd as-Sa'di. There was some quarrel, citing, among Bani Amra, and when this news reached the Prophet, he offered the Zuhr prayer and went to establish peace among them. In the meantime, the time of Asr prayer was due. Bilal pronounced the Adhan and then the Qama for the prayer and requested Abu Bakr to lead the prayer, and Abu Bakr went forward. The Prophet arrived while Abu Bakr was still praying. He entered the rows of praying people till he stood behind Abu Bakr in the first row. The people started clapping, and it was the habit of Abu Bakr that whenever he stood for prayer, he never glanced sideways till he had finished it. But when Abu Bakr observed that the clapping was not coming to an end, he looked and saw the Prophet standing behind him. The Prophet beckoned him to carry on by waving his hand. Abu Bakr stood there for a while, thanking Allah for the saying of the Prophet, and then he retreated, taking his steps backwards. When the Prophet saw that, he went ahead and led the people in prayer. When he finished the prayer, he said, "O Abu Bakr, what prevented you from carrying on with the prayer after I beckoned you to do so?" Abu Bakr replied, "It does not befit the son of Abi Kafir to lead the Prophet in prayer." Then the Prophet said to the people, "If some problem arises during prayers, then the men should say, 'Subhan Allah,' and the women should clap." See Hadith number 652, Volume 1.
لا